Habemus Papam. The red smoke is part of the experience. Do not be afraid of the red smoke. The red smoke is absolutely safe. Hi, I'm absolutely safe. I'm Chris. I'm Vangelus on the internet. I'm hosting the stream today, so please bear with me. Today, I am going to be ending before 9 p.m. Eastern. I want to try to just have a fun, punchy little bit. It's like training for things like a yappin' stream. But before I train, I should go say hello to all the... No! Don't click on things. I want to say hello to Adamus Prime and Eve Tronia if you're back. Ben Walters, Army of Bees, Mischievous Turtle, Tonbot. Long was here, Shia! Oh yeah, you are back, Eve Tronia. Okay. Monday Adams, Cliff, Isaiah. Ugh, it's moving. Lee Calba, John Thomas Jones, Griff. Anders, Quacky, Transmag, GD Slalom. Boulder! Good morning. Oh, Jesus. There we go. Hi. Eric Parsons, howdy. Yeah, just shredding a toy today. Because I was, like, sitting here going, like, do I just sit here with this unopened for another day? And then I thought, you know, I kind of want to be active a little bit, and then, I don't know, I'll see what happens over the weekend. But we're here right now. It's May the 9th. Everyone in America is sad. Not everyone, obviously. There are people who are not toy collectors of Hasbro properties. But, oh, wave sign. For half a second, I was like, new porn bots? But then because I saw the text, not who posted it. Yeah, big night being a shred, perhaps. But yeah, I'm gonna hop. Well, no, wait. First, I gotta remember. Plugging. We're gonna plug. Hey, look! If you're buying something from Toy Hacks this month, you can save 15% by using the code MOTHERVANGELUS, which helps me out and feeds my machine. It's a symbiotic relationship wherein you get savings and then I get a kickback. So, I'm plugging the code because I'm remembering now. Remember in AoE when Optimus plugged... Yeah, I remember when he plugged Kelsey Grammer with a big bullet! Because it looked more like a giant bullet than a laser gun to me. Yeah, they send me a kickback every day. I'm drowning in them, to be honest. And I'm legally not allowed to disseminate them out to the people or donate them. I am supposed to keep them legally. Yeah, the Shadow Network receives some residual power from the machine. It's part of how we all, you know, coalesce and coexist. So I did it. No, keeping them is the legal part. I would need to give them away to do the illegality, but the problem is the kickbacks. The kickbacks they're little narcs. They keep coming back. And they're like, oh, you can't give me to those children. I'm supposed to be right here. And little friggin' narc ass. No, I don't get shrapnelled because I have a level 2 protective force field that prevents idle AoE from affecting my HP bar. So let's go to the desktop. There we go. Here's the little guy. So this is my first leader class version of the boring austere box era with window. Can you all hear that? Is that as loud as it sounds over here? Because it's pretty loud. Okay. You ever see a desk get topped? I've done it once or twice. No, I'm too shy around desks. Tunk, 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 bap, 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 quite loud, pretty loud. Okay, so we got some good stuff going on here. So, that's the... No, that ain't the cops. The kickbacks are in the room. Besides, mine are on the take. Shadow Network. So, if we're going to get through a leader class version of this, I have to assume it's a bit tougher than a deluxe class version of this, so we're going to have to find the pressure points. Yeah, it's coming loose. Yep. I can get my hands in there, and I will just extricate this window entirely. No more windows in my boxes now. Okay, this is my G1. This is how God intended. This is a good toy. This is a toy that I could walk up to in a toy aisle, just reach in there, you know, steal the head, go on TikTok, go like #LeBron. Now we've brought this back to, you know, how toys were meant to be. Anyway, how boxes were meant to be is shredded, so we'll just get in here. Let's get this open nice and cleanly. No more backdrops, for those who don't know. The backdrop era is over. And they folded this instruction sheet up really tightly for some reason. Given the actual width and size of this box, this seems quite unnecessary. This could have been left like this, and it would have been fine. I mostly want to see if there's any, like, when you open the box steps here. There do not appear to be. Well, they print stuff on the cardboard, but it's generic. Unless you meant inside the other, you know, it's dead now. So we're it once had life, but no, they got this sort of generic like blue. I like the color, you know. I like blue. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I don't entirely miss the backdrops myself. For me, they were primarily extra work because of my B-roll habits. So it's one less thing for me to worry about now. But somebody, I assume, was getting paid, you know, fair hours to what the hell is this? To do those backdrops in, you know, graphics programs and set them up for printing, etc. So this is also, you know, one less task. Got tissue paper. Seems to be pretty clean. Excuse me. Yeah, you're not supposed to be alive. So there are a couple of accessories in here, outside of the big sword. So they got this thing. They got an old movie sword, and then, a Diaclone reboot part is what that most resembles to me. Let's see. Can I do this the easy way? No, that thing is tied up hella tight. Oh, wait, there we go. Aha. Oh, is that the sheath? Okay, yeah, I guess it is. There's like a peg and a hole, though. That's kind of interesting. Does he have the old movie sword when he fights? I genuinely don't remember. Age of Extinction is my favorite of the Michael Bay directed films. Also, I don't remember. You know, once upon a time, we would have had, like, a fun little game of, like, oh, can I untie all these nice biodegradable twist ties? But then they went whole hog, full plastic, lousy-ass plastic twist tie nonsense. So now I got all this snipping and all these weird little, like, clippings everywhere, and, not my G1! Ugh. Oh, Studio Series, like, Gamer Edition Swindle would be fun. The mono-eye car, yeah. Oh, stuff fell down. Oh, man. I'm back. For a sec, hang on, I gotta get these lousy clippings into the box too. There we go. Ah, now I'm really back. For real. Alright, how does this little guy feel? Because I've heard nice things about this figure, so I've been kind of, not like, you know, excited chomping at the bit, but I've been, you know, very quaintly and humbly like, I'm interested to mess around with this piece. Where's my focus point? There it is. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I almost would say I don't know that the Transformers team necessarily would even know why they went back to plastic ties. Maybe one of the marketing people might, but it seems like something that is a decision made by people outside the toy design side of things. I'm hoping it's not something as, like, cynical as, well, we're using a plastic window, so we're also using plastic ties, because maybe that just suits part of the process, but I don't know, because I like those paper ties a lot. The paper ties were good stuff. Also, I like these fingy joints. Those are nice. Optimus looks incredibly blue. Yeah, he's a lot of blue plastic on him, and the blue plastic has, like, a slight sheen. It's like a little bit of metallic in the mix. There's, like, a little bit of swirl. So I believe there's a whole thing about how you can... Yeah, there's a mushroom peg back here, so if you just hate anything not looking remotely screen accurate, you can pull that off, and now you have, like, physics-defying Knight Optimus. Yeah, the hemp string. Oh, low-quality screen caps of the old sword in alternate chat. Let me go take a look at that. Oh, so he does! Yeah, okay, yeah, the fight is so unreadable you hardly see it, but... Okay, I see. Yeah, that... Weird. He has a whole other sword. I think a bit of plastic got onto my lip just now. I'm gonna put the backpack on now that we've seen that you can take it off, because I don't mind this. This is fine. This even has like little tab-in spots to grip into, I think. I modified my toy and I broke it. Oh, wait a second. That goes like that, and then this grips like this. Okay. Oh, dang it. Oh, Habemus Papum. Habemus Papum is, like, seared into my brain right now, because at PowerPoint Night, that was one of the sipping game prompts, was every time you said Habemus Papum, everyone had to take a sip. Sticks it in the hole. It's true. Yeah, Griff, I think, like, I'm into this with, like, because this is a very unegregious backpack to me. Like, I kind of agree. This makes me like this robot mode a little bit more. This is odd. Is this just a thing about how this truck looks? That's weird. Oh, wait, no, the grill is swiveled under on the... That's... Okay, so that's not what the front of the truck looks like. But that's really odd that the hinge is only on one side. I wonder if that's, like, relevant to something. The backpack holds the sword and transforms to attach better. Yeah. Because it, like, I've made a point like this before, right? If people don't like the backpack, I'm like, it's easy to tell why someone might not like it. So I'm like, no, that's fine. If you don't like it, that's fair. Nor am I gonna go like, I'm not gonna go to bat going like, what a great backpack. It's just like, if I were to have like a heavy emotional opinion on this backpack, I would sort of be lying to you, because I don't have one. It just seems like it's part of the design. There we go. I've been trying to figure out how to succinctly describe that notion for, like, lots of things with relevance to my hobbies when I talk about them. Where there's, like, there are sometimes things where it's like, I understand that there is a discourse around something, but sometimes I do not have the emotional investment, nor even the reaction. And were I to pretend to, it would be, like, literally, I'd be putting on an act to pretend to have that level of heavy resonance with the topic. Acres of Games Workshop gray. Yeah, this is weird, because this gray, it's like one semitone below what I always think of as Games Workshop gray, because the sunken parts are catching shadow. When I looked at this in the package, I noticed, like, this has a teeny tiny crisp little Autobot symbol tampo there. So if you are going to go in with some ink washing, I would say, like, ink wash, but with control. Don't just, do this with your hands. Like, get in with a nice little brush and, like, work around the bits of this that are painted. And I think it would look, like, 10 times better than just going, I don't know how much is translating over the webcam, but, like, in person, the gray is catching more shadow than the worst Games Workshop grays I've seen. Obviously, it would simply look better if it were painted silver, though. Like, or it's not silver, but a gunmetal. It would, I should say. If it was painted silver, I think it actually might be a bit much. I think that the gray needs to have that slight level of darkness to it, so that his boobs and his little like belly button piercing here like pop out a little bit harder. Most things would look better than farting on your toys. Exactly. You know, I don't know why we all like to try to use the anal discharge method of ink washing. You know, I've been there too, but we got to work together to be better. I'm just gonna do some of the science. Ooh, look at all the skirt pieces. Also, I'm so jealous of all of you who are getting at Metal Cardbot stuff, because I cannot fit it in right now. So I'm just watching, like, friggin' half the active Discord getting Blast Train, and I'm just like, oh man, I want to do that too. But yeah, he's able to assume a position. Metal Cardbot, a large amount of it has been released in China, and thus is, well, you have to not live in America for this. But a large amount of it has been released in China, and you can get those versions for pretty affordably off AliExpress. Stuff that just came out this last month, which is like 4 or 5 figures, including 2 very big ones. No, now 3 very big ones. That can all be gotten off Gmarket or eBay, but it will be about 20 to 30 bucks more expensive because shipping out of Korea is, like, pricey. So if you can wait, it's likely to come out in China in a few months from now and will be a little bit less expensive. He can assert dominance. Dabbing with the sword and shield. So whenever I dab a toy with its accessories, I feel that takes away from the dab. Do you still have your Tobots? So if you did have a Cardbot, I do still have all my Tobots, yeah. So eventually, once I can get at some Cardbots, I can do it. I mean, the thing is, my Tobots are all from, like, 2013-ish, so they're from the Kia era, for the most part. So I don't have any, like, Tobot Athlon stuff. GD, I'll say Blast Train and Sky Gallop both shipped to me within 8 days with the expedited $20 to $30. Yeah, my experience has been, like, that shipping is, like, the only option that is generally available out of Korean sellers. So you know, you get benefits for the extra cost because it gets there pretty fast. I'm just gonna stick some bits and pieces on him because, you know, you got the classic shield gun thing. And yeah, my understanding is this guy can do some sword pointing, which makes me happy. Also, I fully support this plan of, like, bringing blast trains to TFCon to link them all together, but make sure that you remember whose is whose, because that could be a thing, you know, like keep track of whose is what's. Put hi, my name is labels on them or something. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I believe this guy is also capable of some double-handing. Yeah, just put name tags on them. Emma, hello! You're also you are interested in the Optimus Prime from my favorite of the Michael Bay directed live-action films? Excellent. Oh, he can do it! I'm so happy. Like, this is no Toy Rise X Kaiser, but this is a sub $100 toy doing this, and for some reason this often seems to require a budget to get robots to do this. So that's kind of cool. I wonder if he can Obari at all, because he doesn't have, like, butterfly joints, so I don't know that he can do the Obari pose easily. Shio, I've explained this before. I'm always happy to. Age of Extinction is my favorite of the Michael Bay films because it's the only one that I consider to be honest. All of the other ones peddle this mythology, slash lie, that the Autobots are heroic. And Age of Extinction finally shows us, what the live-action Michael Bay Autobots actually are. Also, the Imagine Dragons song from Age of Extinction is the only... that and Lockdown's theme are the only hints of leitmotif that the Michael Bay directed films ever had. Because the Imagine Dragons song is basically live-action movies' version of The Touch. Because The Touch is all about overcoming hardship and, you're going to fight for what's right and everything. Whereas the Imagine Dragons song is all about how we're all going to die. And it's a perfect coupling with the live-action films of Michael Bay. So Age of Extinction was just like... It was this beautiful moment of, like, the live-action films, like giving in, finally, and just showing us what they are. And then they undid all of it with The Last Night, which is probably the only time I got mad watching one of those in a theater. Yeah, when Optimus Prime popped out screaming, I'll kill you, I literally had a smile growing on my face in my seat in the theater, because I was like, wait, did they read my Twitter? Did they make this for me? And then Optimus just constantly having the most I'm tired of everything and I'm gonna kill everybody takes on everything that's happening was, like, so picture perfect. Yeah, Battle Cry is a perfect fit for Age of Extinction. It's the only time that one of the Michael Bay films got a song that fit the film, in my opinion. Knocked his heel off. Go back in. There we go. I'm making him wave the sword around because it's kind of fun. The Last Night is basically a clip show, so if you just watch clips of it, you're getting all the best parts. If you sit down to watch The Last Night as a film, it is somehow exponentially worse. Because, like, I can watch the scene pack of Last Night Hot Rod and have a really good time, because Hot Rod's appearances in the film are clips of a better short film. Same thing for what's her name in the DMZ, whose name I can't remember anymore. Her part was a really good clip of a better movie, and then she is off screen for like an hour and a half. Izzy, thank you, Adamus. Yeah, like, Izzy's, like, main chunk of the film she's in before the end is like a chunk of a better film. Hot Rod's intro, if you watch just a Hot Rod scene pack, the entire intro with Hot Rod and whatever her name is like it feels like the intro of another film. And it's also an intro where a Transformer talks through the radio to a human for the first time in any of the Michael Bay movies. Vivian, thank you, Tombot. I liked the Vivian meme, but if I don't say Vivian for, like, 2 days, I forget her identity entirely. Oh yeah, Day Trader's in them. Day Trader I kind of just have no opinion on. Yeah, Cogman beats up a lot of things. Cogman is disappointing to me. He's actually... I liked Cogman, and then when the film ended, usually the experience of a wide piece of media does not always affect my enjoyment of bits and pieces of it, but Cogman is such a massive blue balls moment that he actually really bums me out. Adamus Prime, I would agree with that too. The quote, "Last Night is several decent movies edited into a worse one." Yeah. Yeah, also, Emma, part of the reason why Cogman makes me sad in the movie is the Cogman Headmaster toy is friggin' cool. I think it's a really solid deluxe. And it shows... It shows a version of the character that, like, the movie aggressively doesn't do. Like, almost to the point of, like, did I do something to you? Like, you want to take the movie aside and go, like, are we cool? Yeah, I just want to see... So this thing slots over this, right? But then where does that go? Oh, does it go like... Wait, does this fold over? Was there more to this backpack I'm supposed to be doing? Or am I supposed to leave that up? Yeah, GD Slalom. Friggin' Nitro Zeus is beheaded at the last possible minute as everyone's falling from the top of a giant structure. And you'd think, I literally in the theater, I was like, oh, Nitro Zeus just had his head suddenly removed, just in time for Cogman to run up and say, I'm a headmaster, and plug in, turn into a jet, and save everybody. But no, nothing happens. Did you know that this handle can come off? Because I just found that out all by myself. So I'm assuming this is like this is the play here. Yeah, Nitro Zeus having the Titan's Return like compatible head is absolute chef kiss. The handle plugs into the other sword. How? Oh. There's some handle for... Wait, is that this? But then what do I do with this? Do I grip it? No, because there's no... Wait, do I? No, this doesn't fit. That's too mushy. The other sword plugs into Optimus' arm, move his wrist in. Oh, I see. Okay. That's kind of cool. Did you remember that I had this in the film? Remember my iconic wrist sword? Jeez, I remembered. Me, Optimus, I remembered. Good. Yeah, this one gets all the... This one took all the silver paint budget. Well, the gunmetal paint budget. It's a darker metallic in person. GD Slalom, you're the nostalgia critic. Wow, it's an honor. I'm a little bit of a nostalgia critic myself. Yeah, I agree, Adam. Like, without the orange, it's a lot harder to, like... How do I put this? Without the orange, it's easier to ignore this sword, visually. And I guess I mean that in the negging way. Like, I'm like, oh, without the orange, it's kind of hard to notice you. I am, in fact, a guy with glasses. Yes, wave sign. And yeah, I was on Tig with Tig. I posted things on there. They took me off when I went on Twitter and said, hey, y'all look like kind of dumbasses during all this stuff where you're causing everyone to want to leave your website. I got in my little lick. So this is supposed to happen on both wrists? Oh, it is. This bit can, like, flip up. I don't know that that's intentional or functional. Oh, Emma, I'm a fan of the Night Optimus design, but a lot of that comes from being a fan of the film it came from. I like the overt, like, how do I put it? The penetrative aggression of this design. In my mind, basically, like, Optimus reformats, you know, off of that truck he passes by, but his body just becomes this, like, this Templar knight, this, like, friggin' crusader, this, like... I always assumed, to some degree, there's, like, almost a level of, like, religious zeal overtaking Optimus in this film, where he's just like, I friggin' actually hate humans, so I'm just gonna stop looking like friendly shapes. I'm gonna look more like I want to kill them. And again, one of the best parts of Age of Extinction is that Optimus Prime basically hates humans. He only befriends Mark Wahlberg, who's barely a human. And then by the end of the film, he leaves saying, I actually still hate all of you, except that one over there. So the Dinobots are going to hang out with that one over there. And I'm going to go into space, and when I come back, if I don't like anything you're doing to the one human I like, I'm going to kill all of you. Yeah, like if you go and check out Optimus Prime's, like, you know, I'm gonna fly into space and kill my creators speech, nothing about that speech is him saying, I've decided to think, you know, to rethink how much I dislike you humans. He basically just goes like, no, actually I hate all of you. Yeah, screw you guys except for that one and his kid. That's, again, why I like Age of Extinction. Is like, they don't force this, like, America superhero, like, moment on Optimus Prime. He never does anything, that is, like, noble. Like, even when he kills Lockdown, he stabs Lockdown from behind and bisects him. He says, leave planet Earth alone, but, like, not in a good way. It's almost possessive. He's like, planet Earth is mine. I always forget that there are other humans in that movie that aren't Mark Wahlberg. And then the comedy gold, right, of that scene going into the first trailer for The Last Night is the first trailer for The Last Night after he's rocketing into space going like, I'm coming to get you all! It's like cut to 2 minutes later, and he's just like floating dead in space. Because he was like, no, my rocket boots will take me to wherever I need to go. And it's like, uh-oh. I'm gonna try to turn this into a truck. Yeah, the Last Night Megatron is a great design. I like that design a lot. Because, in part, it is Megatron trying to take on these shapes, and it's part of what I like about that design. It's like some weird infection is, like, spreading through the movie cast. If it helps, by the way, my perspective on the live-action films is that I was in the fandom active for, like, nearly 10 years before the first one came out. So, like, the live-action movies were not, like, formative experiences for me. They were always, like, how do I put it? They were an observed entity, more so than something that I have, like, deep, like, venerance for. Yeah, Drift was like, I'm a knight too. A knight from Japan. And, and everyone gets really uncomfortable. Yeah, Eve Tronia, Megatron's just like, damn, that's hot! I could look like that too! And then he hires, like, the worst henchmen. None of them appreciate, you know, all the work he's putting in. Oh, the legs transform a lot, don't they? I should probably have been looking at what I was doing. Oh, they transform a lot. Holy moly. Yeah, Lee, I agree. Like, I'm never gonna argue, like, Drift actually was fine and a great, you know, character design, but, like, my take on Drift was, like, at least it's a Japanese actor. But that's about as far as I go. Like, the people have much more heavy opinions on it, and I don't. So I don't really feel a need to, like, interject when the topic comes up. Yeah, Nitro Zeus was Megatron's, like, you know, best boy. Yeah, yeah, wave sign, that's another way I would put it. Yeah, this is, quote, well, this isn't as unfortunate as it could have been. Because also, unless and by the way, I might just be forgetting entire reams of dialogue from a lot of these movies, so bear with me. I don't recall Drift ever saying, like, mystical platitudes that I was supposed to take seriously in Age of Extinction, which helped me a lot, because, that stuff, like, sometimes makes me get really groany in other films. Like, for instance, Godzilla King of the Monsters. One of the many reasons why I don't like that movie is the level of, like, mystical platitude stuff that they have Asian characters doing. Like, for some reason, it just rubbed me hardcore the wrong way in the theater. Not enough to where I'm gonna, like, start... I never bother yelling at people when they're like, I love King of the Monsters, because, like, what's the point? What do I get out of telling someone, well, I hated it? Because, like, I get nothing out of that, and then people just get sad. Yeah, he, like, tried a haiku once in Age of Extinction, when he was, like, trying to do, like, a meditation thing, and then they just dropped it. Wyatt Vogel. Ken Watanabe was part of it in King of the Monsters, but also, I don't even remember her character name. The one who had the speech, I always just remember and I misremember parts of this maybe, but, like, at one point in King of the Monsters, this woman goes, like, in the West, you regard them as monsters, but in the East, we regard them as gods. And then, like, literally it starts playing some like, plinky plink plink music, and I'm like, go to hell. That's what I just remember feeling in the theater. And it's not like they lean hard into the plinky plink music, but, like, just something about the soundtrack at that moment, like, tries to bolster the line she just said, and had the very opposite effect for me. Where I was just like, shut up. Like, I think I'm getting it. I think I'm getting it. This is also, by the way, for those who always think, or perhaps have thought, like, dang, Chris just likes everything. Like, no, I just don't see a point in expressing my dislike of things out of the blue all that much. But there are a handful of things for which I am a hater, and my haterness is very strong when it activates. I just personally don't find it very satisfying. I have, like, exponentially more fun talking about things I like. That's kind of where I'm coming from on that. But nah, there's all kinds of stuff I hate. Anything that involves Tom Cruise, I have lots of ire for. I don't like Tom Cruise. He bothers me on, like, some kind of, like, subdermal level. Sorry, my brain is activating to solve this this intense puzzle I am faced with. Thomas Cruise, bane of my existence, true. No, like, lots of people like King of the Monsters, and I've always said King of the Monsters has some moments that are beautiful. Like, you can see the storyboards that structured the shots in some of its strongest moments of action cinematography. I just came away from it, like, feeling more interested in talking about The Last Jedi, basically. I remember the... Whoa! I popped his head off. I remember, like, when I saw it with some family, and we were, like, going to have a meal afterwards, I was just way more interested in talking about the Star Wars movie. Tom Cruise needs to grow a beard and stop dyeing his hair, and then I'll rethink my opinion on him. That's fair. That would not help my own issues, I think, but also I'd be interested to see a Tom Cruise do that. Yeah, porgs, delicious. Where's the hinge? I found the hinge! One of my main, like, one of the other, controversial, hater moments I ever had was over Ant-Man, but, like, it feels like a lot of people are just turning on Ant-Man these days, so, like, I'm not special anymore. I'm just another average normie. Like, Ant-Man in that oeuvre of films was always my Kamen Rider wizard, where, like, I really like him in other people's movies. Now, granted, I never properly watched Wizard, and I still intend to. I think I'm probably gonna be, like, more into it now than, like, when it was new. But I do really like Wizard in crossover films, because they always write Wizard as a really good, like, you know, enigmatic trickster magician in crossover films. Oh no, Quacky, I got that about Leto, too. That's why I'm always so annoyed that, like, because Leto is in movies I like, and usually I can tolerate him in the ones that I still do like, but, like, what was it, I always call it Blade Runner 2, because I'm just, like, a little scamp, but, like, Blade Runner 2, I was just barely able to deal with Leto in that one, because, and actually, one of the things I liked about Jared Leto's character in 2049 is that he is acting as though Jared Leto, the human, thinks he's going to have a bigger role in the movie. So I kind of get this impression that they let him do his nonsense for a while and then cut most of it out. And there's something about that I find extremely funny. Yeah, Jared Leto's great in American Psycho, yeah. Again, just enough screen time. Just enough Jared Leto for me to be just tired enough of him before he stops being on screen. Just enough for me to go like, ah, I've had my fill. Nom 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 nom. That's just enough for me. I haven't seen Nosferatu yet. I wasn't able to catch it in theaters because I was busy with some family stuff. So I gotta watch it at home sometime. Okay. Wait, how do I get this chest to not be where it is right now? Because clearly it's not supposed to be there. So, what am I missing? Is Nosferatu on Prime? Because when I visit my mom, I can make use of that. Because that's... Basically, my mom has Prime. I have a different one. Neither of us have the D right now. We just share our logins because it's easy. Poob. Who's Poob? How do I contact them? Aha! Okay, so this is on at least a friction connection, but is this supposed to hinge? It is! Okay. Hooray! I solved it. Also, dang, I am liking this transformation. There's a bunch of stuff happening. It's a Tumblr meme about the silly names of streaming... Oh! I get it. I understand and also appreciate the meme. I say as, like... starting to sound as the most offline adult in the world. Ah, that Mimi! I understand that. And appreciate it. Oh, Goncharov is on Poob? God damn. I'm just seeing an order of operations moment here, I think. Yo, Chris Carnage! I love it when my Autobots convert from bot mode to alt mode. TM. What a bot! Meme. Oh, Quacky, the Q fan cam. Once we get that ready, oh, they're all gonna see. Q crew rise up. Q crew rise up. Yeah, Chris, I'm having the same thing with the smooshing. Because I was like, what parts are supposed to lock, and what parts are just guiding tabs? I was waiting for a nice click like that. Beep, beep. Also, I like this truck mode a lot. I like its shapes. I like these weird angel wing smokestacks because they play into the paladin vibe, the extreme zealot energy that this Optimus gives off. Beep beep honk. Yeah, there's a lot of tabs here. None of them have a moment of, like, click, but, like, when they're all in alignment, they suck together. Like, they got that schlorp. I'm curious over time which ones become the main ones on mine, because these feel like tabs I've had on Transformers before in the last few years, where they feel at their worst the day I open the toy, and it's like they start to develop bonds as I leave the figure in a given mode for an overnight period. Also, I like this underside shot, too. Like, they did a really good job with the mask placement on this, and having, like, the you know, the inner legs sprawl across the side of the truck mode trick, it's a good version of that on this one, I think. They got that schlorp. Also, good roll. I'm guessing I'm gonna make a really terrible assumption, because you're not supposed to make assumptions, that there is, like, no smooth accessory storage, and that I'm just gonna be slapping parts onto the truck. I just don't see where the smooth accessory storage is, but I'd like to be wrong. Sword and shield go on the trailer hitch. That's some schlorp. That's why there's a hole on here. Okay, I get it. Well, you know, we can't something. I'm trying to think of more nouns to stick in that phrase. Where's this go then? Like, where's the spot for the little one? Bay vs. Optimus, kind of like Horus the Hate Bug. So true, Quacky. In Galvatron's hole. Damn it, I don't have Galvatron. I'm going to a toy show out west end of this month, and one thing I'm not gonna hold out, like, super deep hopes, but it would be really fun if I could get at a cheap Studio Series Galvatron, the one from this movie, while I'm out there. That would give me a spot of joy. Something's up with this. This isn't lining up like this other one. Oh, it's supposed to go up here. That's why. There we go. Hover mode. Old movie swords on the side of the truck. Oh. Oh, I see. There's like a little rectangle thing. Oh. That's real boring. Yeah. Yeah, it's alright. That bit. Expectations can only be so much for this side of things. But I was wondering if there's going to be like a cool trick to like slap the sword on the bottom or something. JT Elm, what's up? Oh, Omander, I don't know. I hope I'm not causing. I don't. Well, that doesn't make any sense. But like, hopefully, some chillin' stream time can at least help alleviate a little bit of the brain venoms for a little bit. Is that a Space Marine? Yeah, this is one of those Joy Toy Blood Angels I got, the cheaper ones. I don't really know what to do with them, so they've just been sitting on my desk for ages. The blade slots into a hole, and this can go backwards. Yeah. Do you still have my beard bot badge there? Yeah, I think it's, yeah. It's just been chilling out. My living space is basically in a frozen state of depression clutter and has been for a while, because I just, like, I only think of what to do about it when I'm going to sleep, and then I wake up like, I would like to function today. Oh, this does look a bit better. And then you can, like, take this thing off, and then it's a little bit more flush. And I just don't know where to stick this, so I'll put it back there. One of my personal goals is I want my apartment to feel more like a home again by the time TFCon Toronto comes around. That would be really nice. Because I know I can fight my way out of it. I just have to navigate my way out of the initial slump that starts the day. So it's an ongoing puzzle for me. I did see something about the pencil test. We should definitely make sure this thing has proper trill. Oh, that sounds very rattly. This was pretty hollow over here. On a real truck, this would be completely filled. There wouldn't be any empty space in here. You wouldn't get that hollow trill. I can't help but notice also this wheel is moving when I hit it with the pencil. Lazy, lazy, lazy. That wouldn't happen on a real truck. Well, JT, I only do it by request. I never voluntarily go, like, time to hit it with the pencil. And I use a pen because specifically, I'm more of a professional about this stuff than a lot of other people out there. Yeah, except for all the empty gaps. Well, I mean, trucks are poured out of die cast and just have solid lumps under the hood. Unique Toys Challenger had better results in the pencil test. Big V's, the front of a truck is supposed to be completely solid. Elon Musk, true. Exactly, Cliff. That's what we're doing. That's part of the Théâtre Nouveau that we're executing upon. I'm gonna make this into a murderer again. Does the Godfather pass the pencil test? Depends if you have a Steelbook edition or not. Stardust Magician, we technically have a pen transformer in the Sentinel, Optimus, and Nemesis Prime pen robots. Because they are articulated action figures that can transform into a working pen. Yeah, I mean, yeah, technically they turn into a stick that a pen is rammed into. But, you know, technicalities. something, horseshoes, hand grenades, whatever that saying is. So the part of this mechanism that's, like, very lightly lush is that this, you know, like, extended hunk of leg on the side of the truck is on a little, like, pinned double hinge. So it sucks in just a little bit more. I like it when they suck in a little bit more. It gives the schlorp. Yeah, yeah. It's got some of that tactile schlorp factor. Huh. Ooh. And what does this bit do again? I can't remember. Oh, I see. Yeah. Yeah. That's some leg compaction. Time to go squanking. Rangers, it's squanking time. Booyah! Let's squank it. Obama. Is that what the captions did? Seen a Nuva, I just joined, so I'm not sure, but this guy looks familiar. Is he that one dude from that one movie? Yeah, this is John Transformers. Yeah. You know, a movie I still have never actually watched, and not out of any like particular choice. Someday I'd like to look at it academically. Is the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers film, because I feel like it is an interesting tokusatsu artifact. And I remember when I was a kid and they debuted Season 2 of the Power Rangers, they also had some music video to go with it that was like, uh-oh, I'm in trouble or something. And I don't remember the song, I just remember that bit, and I remember in the music video, the two singers at one point leaned in on each other, staring up at the camera, but they visibly slammed their heads together. And I remember as a kid thinking like, dang, I wonder if that hurt. Yeah, uh-oh, we're in trouble. It's both legit free to watch and totally legit free to watch on YouTube. I'm sure it is. Actually, that is nice to hear, because I would... The more I can just, like, watch a thing by clicking on it without worrying about securities or whatnot, the happier I am. It's a tokusatsu film that does not enjoy being a tokusatsu film. Yeah, I'm interested. Also, yeah, you're right, Gertruck. Ah! I ripped his heel out of his Achilles tendon, and he didn't say anything. He just said, do it again. Gertrude! Yeah, someone with Ivan Ooze. The character that they were legally unable to ever use in Power Rangers Heroes of the Grid, the board game, if I recall correctly. Having my kink shamed is my kink. Oh no! This move here is actually really low-key, really sick, too. Like, these front what are they called, fenders or something? I don't know, I'm not a car person. But, like, this whole thing double hinging out of the way so that these can fold down to, like, connect into the spine. And then these deploy the side skirts. This is, like, just good mass. Oh yeah, that's why Ivan News isn't in anything. PT, I memorized so much of that movie because my baby sister found my VHS of it and wouldn't stop watching it as 3-year-olds would do. True. Okay. Oh wait, can I do dynamic head reveal on this? Let's see. Let's see how long I can put it off. Some classic YouTube stuff here. Let me just adjust the angle so you can see. Because the toy... Classic YouTube is I start transforming the toy like this. It stands up like this. I do a bunch of things up here. Then I move the camera up and redo a bunch of things up here. Nostalgia, right? Right? Nostalgia? I'm coming for you and your nostalgia. Humanitarian alt mode, true. It's coming time. Optimist. Pineapple on pizza, yeah. Pineapple, I personally only really like it with like a good flavorful meat and something spicy. That's my preferred pineapple on pizza. Yeah, but nice. I like it when it's like a nice, like, crispy pepperoni myself. Ooh, it feels nice. I like that you can leave this flap down and then, like, flip it up to, like, store the sword, but when he's got the sword, like, you flip it back down. Something about that is kind of cool. Wait, this thing is, like, movable on its own? Or is that just how it's installed? Maybe that's just how it's installed. He'd have been a traffic cone. I know exactly what that means, and that is why I find that even funnier. You're nothing more than a traffic cone. What if someone, like, just called you that? Or is that already, like, some kind of, like, defamatory term slang that I just am not aware of? His backpack and emotes? Yeah. Oh! Oh! The shield can transform. Oh! How? I see there's moving bits. Minecraft villager noises. Oh, okay, it's just a pegging. That's fair. Sometimes you just gotta get pegged up a little bit. Yeah, so it, like, deploys the gun. Yeah, sliding rails would have been like, delicious. The upside of this is these look like 5mm. Yeah, they are. So you could, like, stick a bunch of guns on this gun if you wanted. You could stick these... Ooh! Ooh! Wait a second. I'm cooking. Hang on. I think that something cool's happening right now. I'll come on all of you! Hang on. Can they be wings too? I don't know that he has... He's only got the one port back there, but maybe? With this piece, not so much, because there's not enough angle back here, I think. Like, you see, it's gonna collide if I put them both on there. I'd need, like, another piece. Because there's no other 5mm ports on here that I can make use of. If you reverse them, I don't think there's enough room. I'll give it a try. It's just because the peg is so centrally located. I can't even get it to peg on flipped around like this. If I do it this way... Kind of? Up is like that. And if we go down... Hey... You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Where it's like, I kind of... It's doing something, but not enough. He's close, but like... If I had, like, I'm sure, like, they can be scrounged up. If I had, like, a bridging piece, like, you know, peg in, plank out, socket, peg this on, so it's on, like, a moving thing. You know, like a peg to whole plank. Then maybe cook a little bit more with this. I do kind of like this, though. Like, this seems potentially really fun, since it's all 5mm. Yeah, some Junkion parts, some Iser parts could maybe do it. These don't look as cool when he's just holding them. I prefer the forearm thing. What if I put the round part on the top? What's that like? That's got some real, like, I am the second coming kind of, like, feel to it. Like, one of my favorite parts of the Dark of the Moon toy line is Ultimate Optimus Prime, where he merges with his trailer and it gives him, like, seraphic wings and a world ender cannon, and then, like, the electronics have him just say, I am Optimus Prime, before he shoots the gun and it sounds like the world explodes. Crucifixion Optimus, kind of giving it, kind of. Let them second come. I got you, Wave Sign. So is this 5 mil as well? I would also like to know that. It's not! Oh. I think this is 4 mil. This is all 3 mil though. Damn it! I don't know if I have any 4 mil Diaclone parts. Oh, it is 4 mil. Okay, this is a Diaclone part. So this is a 4mm connection. 4 into a 5 on the thicker part. Also, I just noticed that the handle actually has like a front sculpt of sorts. So like that's not right, but that is right. Also, yeah, Emma was right. This gunmetal paint should have been on this thing. This could have gotten away with just being cast in orange, and I think most people would have been like, yeah, it's Optimus Prime's sword. Yeah, this is some Diaclone reboot stuff. These are Warrior suits that I bought back when they were new. I've been a little Warrior pilled of late. Yeah, this could have also... I mean, I think this is just a case of we have the... well, not just a case of, but the thought train of we have componentry, we have plastic left, we have room on the mold, or on the sprue. We can stick one of these in, and like, you know, I get it. But yeah, like this is a Warrior suit. These were the two different types. I bought 2 of each back when they were new. They contain a little worm pod. So the pilot is in one of these little things. Yeah, a wee little mechanical sperm pod. And then if you get a Warrior Raider Red, you get some parts. So they released this with some... So the Warrior Raider Raptor head came with 2 of these, which are like Commander Worm pods. And then like a bunch of parts. But they sold something called the Warrior something like Evil Grappler or something. And it's just a Warrior suit with some of the Warrior Raider parts added to it. So... It's you add a bunch of parts to turn this into this. So this thing was sold like this for a while. Now it's like 9 to 12k yen now. But I haven't handled them yet on AliExpress. This package of parts specifically got knocked off in 4 different colors. And I would like to, at some point, pick up the knockoffs to see how they feel, because I heard that they feel pretty good. But the Warrior stuff is a whole different beast, because this is like, as you saw, it's matching holes and sockets. It's a lot of, like, cylinders going into rings, which I think is kind of neat. It is way more Glyos-y than the Diaclone, like, hero stuff. Apparently I lost connection to chat briefly. But, like, see, that's the original arm socket, and then the parts involve, like, additional discs you can stick on, and, like, other rings you can stick over the discs. So right now, one of my goals is I want to order the Warrior Raider Bughead, which is the blue version of this that has insectoid parts. But the cheapest one you can get now off Mandarake of that, and that part never got knocked off or reused again. So it goes for, at a minimum, 10.5k yen, which is a lot of money for not a lot of toy. But, like, it's the only one I'm missing from the Warrior suit era of Warrior stuff. So I'm like, the next time that I come into a nice paycheck of some kind, I might go for that. And then I'll have, like, comprehensive Generation 1 Warrior coverage. Mondays, Generations Blitzwing. If it's the one that comes with the funny hands, I think it's a good figure. A lot of people didn't like it when it came out. It seems like a lot of people came around on it when it got its, like, second run and the overcharge run. But also because it sounds like it was not hard to get a hold of for cheaper than retail. I got it for retail, and I still liked it. The goofy hands let me down because they broke. And I was ready for the goofy hands. I like the goofy hand idea. So those are kind of, like, poorly implemented. But a majority of people don't care about them. So, you know, I guess it's, like, not the biggest deal in the world. It's just like, here's some junky parts that are useless. But I also, like, I like all triple changers. I've yet to be straight up mad with a modern post 2010 triple changer. And I know that that's apparently quite a hot take, along with my enjoying of all Ironhides. I always tend to have, with toys, I tend to have the positivity hot take, because usually if I don't like a toy, I just don't think about it anymore. Yeah, I like Titan's Return Broadside, too. I haven't messed with him for a while, but when he was new, I liked him. And I like the Alpha Trion version. R.I.D. Ironhide, which, is that the Spy Changer? Because, like, I can't be mean to Spy Changers. But a lot of modern triple changers tend to bounce off people more than they land, I have found in my observations. So I'm a unique and special flower. Dawn Dreaming. Because also, yeah, like Lee, I like T30 Blitzwing. I mean, I fixed mine with pieces of plasticard. But I like that one too. I'm very much a triple changers are more cakes for me kind of person. Because there's something about the notion of what triple changers do that just always makes me really happy. Are there any legacy toys you wish had a reissue? I would like them to reissue Beachcomber again because I missed all the pre-orders, I guess. But I'm just hoping when that one comes out, I can get it. Otherwise, like, I want Legacy to reissue Earthrise Runabout because I got robbed of him 4 times or something, no, 3 times. Why were they called Spy Changers? That was their name in Car Robots. I actually don't remember if they called them that in RID 2001. I think they did. Anyway, the whole idea was they were supposed to be, like, ninjas in the show. but also they were like quick changing little Matchbox guys that could like spy on people by going fast because they had freewheeling Hot Wheels axles. They just keep reissuing Beachcomber, honestly. Like, because the more Beachcomber production runs they do, the more copies of Beachcomber's tires will exist. And then if the tires end up being funny, we'll have, like, buffer time to develop our own tires. That looks pretty cool. I think, like, I don't think many people would agree with me on this, but, like, one idea I have floated in my own head, and, you know, it's in my own head, so I don't have any, like, authority to enact this, obviously. But, like, if Transformers hit a dire strait at some point, such as perhaps right now, I think it would be neat if, like, Transformers took a break on development for a year, and then we just had, like, a year of, like, you know, for lack of a better term, like, poll-driven reissues. I think that would be kind of neat. Like, obviously, poll-driven, you know, brings its own bunch of mess, but, like, just for lack of a better term, right? Just, like, just as a vague, like, kind of floaty, cloudy concept, I think it'd be interesting if, like, modern Transformers, like, took a year off and just did package refreshes for a year. Because also then they are not having to do new mold development. They'll probably still have to do tooling upkeep and maybe have to, like, you know, remake a couple of toolings or something. I don't know, but I just feel like because we have had endless new product for decades, I feel like it would be justifiable to me to have, like, a year of we're just going to do a bunch of package refreshes of things that you know, people have indicated they really like. It might not go great, but, like, just as a vague concept, I think the idea is interesting. And I you know, if it feels like it is untenable the way it has become for a lot of board game companies to, like, actively put money into development of new product that may be hard to even distro into your own main territory, that, I mean, it doesn't solve the distro thing, I guess, but it just might be a way to spin the wheels without stopping the engine. I still haven't seen Legacy Ramjet, and I would kind of like one, because I had the Earthrise Coneheads were a whole other saga of mine that I have mild emotions about. And yeah, like, maybe that, you know, the year of package refresh could also lead into the retailer capsule of just goofy repaints. I don't know. If I were to, I gotta take a sip of liquid for a sec. If I were to, like, kind of posit this as an extension of the topic, and the topic of, you know, the kind of spooky day that American toy collectors were having today, with at least ones who collect Hasbro stuff, I think that also, like, the year of package refresh and maybe goofy repaints could also tandem, and this wouldn't be a Hasbro imperative, obviously, because this is thinking about consumer mental health to a degree. Well, mental health feels like a heavy-handed term. I just don't know a better one. But it could help also, you know, feed into the idea I've been having of, like, you know, with all the stuff now cresting the horizon, and me frantically waving at the panel series, right? Sort of having a version of the Toyland that also encourages not having to chase entire waves of brand new toys all the time could also help mellow people out, maybe. Again, that's I'm kind of just, like, shooting from the hip on my language use here, so I don't mean, like, you know, you emotional people should calm down, but, like, when, you know, that GameStop price map goes out and a lot of the reactions are like, well, I'm done collecting forever, kind of thing. I'm always like, that's fair. I mean, that's valid. I'm not going to go like, no, don't stop collecting. But, like, I hope people know that, like, it can be kind of a gradiented approach, right? Like, you don't have to just go like, well, I'm out, I'm done forever, because if the clinching point was I can't comfortably purchase a majority of or all of a wave when it comes out, I think that's indicative of an issue with your current relationship with your hobby in the first place. Because having been there, eventually I find that, I've talked about this in panels, but like, I think that a hobby being built on the back of always get all the new stuff as soon as it comes out, is inherently going to vex you and be troublesome for you and your lifestyle at some point, even if you live comfortably, right? So it sort of was a bummer to me to see that like a lot of folks were just feeling like I'm priced out and done forever because the new stuff is more expensive, when, as Boulder says, it's a great time you can buy stuff from your fellow collectors. Because we are, having these years and years of endless new product constantly and constantly, unless you bought all of it as it came out forever, which, hey, guess what? Some of us live that way for a bit. There's always going to be stuff floating around you could backtrack to, and this is just in the context of I gotta keep getting new stuff, right? Because there is also, again, I gesture frantically at the panel series. There's also the notion of like rediscovering stuff you've owned for a while that you may literally have not really handled for over a year, if not more, right? There are a lot of ways for your hobby to continue to exist as long as you are able to like find a way to, using the phrase, to remain liquid to some degree. And I want to reiterate, this is not me trying to like grab people and haul them back in as they are escaping or whatever, but I just feel like, they're to go from to kind of have a binary state about it. Just feels like perhaps this is indicative of an unhealthy relationship with the hobby in the first place, and not unhealthy in like, you're gonna die from this, but like, maybe it's a good time to introspect and figure out like, what do I really enjoy about this stuff? What does actually give me the most happy feelings, etc., etc. I say that, here's a modern leader class toy, right? Which is like sort of, leader class is not a value proposition, bang for your buck price point by any means. It is very much I want a treat price point, where you pick up a leader class, if you're buying it not on sale, right? You pick up a leader class toy and you're just like, I'm going to actively try to forget that I spent money on this as fast as possible, and then just sort of enjoy the experience. Oh no, MRC's calling me woke. Famous anti-woke warrior MRC is coming for me on my YouTube channel. Help me! Yeah, Sideswipe Prime. It's like, I really want to stress that, like, I never want to come off as like, we gotta stick with it, we gotta hold out, we gotta make sure we don't leave the hobby, because like, that's not what it's about, right? It's just when people are seemingly pretty bummed out about it and also going like, well, I'm done. It's kind of like, all right, I mean, like, maybe you're also just bummed out, right? But I would hope that not everyone requires a survivable MSRP on all new product to still have a at least moderately active and happy relationship with your own hobby, right? Yeah, there is some collusion. I did instigate the financial collapse of hobby industries because not enough people are watching my goddamn panels. If I had 2K views on every panel in that playlist, MSRP would not have changed today. You did this, not me! Not me! I'm simply trying to survive! Yeah, Red Snarl, like being picky, like that's part of the panel series. It's like, what if I don't want to buy everything? Then it's like, yeah, then you got to start establishing, like, hey, what do I like about my hobby stuff I like to purchase? Well, what actually brings me happiness outside of the pursuit and acquisition of the pieces? Because that's important. I mean, no, like, panic ordering because there was literally a date cutoff provided. Like, don't worry, Mischievous Turtle. Like, it's not like you're part of the... That's the other thing I want to say is, like, don't worry about being part of the... Unless you are, like, literally buying every product that comes out and also telling all your friends to, you're not part of the problem. Like, not to any degree that you are worthy of being pursued as part of the problem. Like, that's something that I hope we do not engage in our, you know, fandom hobby space, because that kind of stuff is just, like, you're turning the people against each other when none of them have control over the situation. It serves nobody. Like and if you're able to panic order and and this is not a call out, I'm just saying, if you're able to panic order some stuff, right, before the date cutoff, and you are able to do so without it causing you to not be able to feed yourself or something, it's fine. You know, you have a point. Like, check it out, MRC, I fell for the panic ordering today as well. Don't, like, you know, you might send me regret it, but now you have a touchstone with a bunch of other fellow folks in the hobby, right? Because a bunch of y'all can go like, hey, did we all do a stupid panic order today? Yep. Oh, well, what'd you panic order? You know, it can turn into some camaraderie and just a fun conversation. Oh, wait, it's taking you longer to get the punchline Joker too. Oh, I don't follow the DC stuff. But hopefully you can find it. That's my secret cap. I'm always panicking. But yeah, like, that's just a little. I'm gonna switch the focus a little bit farther away here. That's just some gab about you know, some current events. I think there is, you know, a lot of people have ruined the word nuance on the internet, but, like, ignoring them, I think there is room for nuance and gradiency in your approach to your hobby, even when, like, you know, some lousy stuff happens. Oh, JT, we had a lot of cardbot mentions in the chat. we had hella cardbot mentions. Can you show him with Mr. Sexy? Do you mean the long haul? The long haul's in the other room because I have to film his articulation segment still, so he's far away. Did someone say card? Oh no! Oh no! Not again! The waste haver. So there's an issue. He's in this mode right now. By the way, yes, I am the reason why they came up with accessory storage for this alt mode, because I'm the one who stores the accessories on the alt mode, because I think this is hilarious. Whenever you're like, why did they even do this? It's because of me! I'm the one who wants this! I'm the one who wants the cell phone to stick up here for no reason. I am the one who stores! I mean, then again, when you look at me over the internet and say, hey, could you turn Adamus Machina Rodimus into robot mode? It's like, you're like, hey, do you want to have fun? And I'm like, I do want to have fun, yes. So let's see if Prime can grab his hips. Mr. 5mm butt port himself, that's right. I'm thinking of trying to write the script for the review of this guy before I go out west. Because I really want to film this guy, but mostly because I want to stick lots of things into his butt. My Hero Academia. I know you said that was autocorrect, but also I like the idea of someone just blurting My Hero Academia. Autocorrect from what? Oh, also, after I was complaining about how these wheels don't lock together in the back, they do. I think I complained about that a bunch during the the unboxing stream. But yeah, these lock together back here. I don't know why I thought they didn't. I was just remembering that I said that during the unboxing stream. Yeah, wheel traps. We are in an era, we are still in an economy where there is room for wheel traps. I wrote My Hero and it added academia. That's just being betrayed. I've never read or watched. Yeah, that's just your autocorrect, like, deciding to start trouble with you. Just beefing for no reason. What if I make Emma say My Hero Academia with no context? Then all of her friends and peers will start asking uncomfortable questions. I always get... Every now and then, if I go to autopilot on this transformation, I actually get lost for a sec, but the nice thing is, this is one of those transformations where if you get lost for a sec, it's not that hard to, like, recenter. Hello, not so, Alex. You know when you have like a toy where it's like, where someone's like, hey, can you turn it into the other mode? And so, you know, there's a lot of toys where you're like, oh man, okay, I guess I will. This is one of those figures where I'm just always like, oh nuts! I have to transform it! Uh-oh! Oh, how could this happen to me? There we go. The only anime I watch is repeat runs of Giant Robo. I've been there. Giant Robo is so lovely. Utsukushi yoru. Yeah, we got Alberto appreciators in the chat. Excellent. I also like the dude who snaps fingers and makes people, like, split in half or whatever. Now I can't remember all their names off the top of my head, but... Everything for Big Fire. Yeah, Animus Machina Rodimus puts all his wheels in all the best places. Wasn't the finger snap dude called something like Fabulous Ferdinand or something? Fabulous Fitzgerald, that's right. Thank you, Boulder. Because if I remember right, his intro scene, right, is like the way that you introduce to this character is a bunch of people. They just go like, "Oh no, it's Fabulous Fitzgerald," and then this guy in a suit just comes running up, going like this. and a bunch of people blow apart. And you're like, what the Like, one of the best things about Giant Robo OVA, right, Day the Earth Stood Still, is the way that it's one of my favorite examples of one of my favorite things in fantastical media, where the media aggressively does not explain to you why things happen. Simply, everyone on screen acts like this is something that happens. So, like, when the Big Fire Council start doing their stuff, when the friggin', you know, the Allies of Justice all unleash. Yeah, it's like you're jumping into the season finale of a show, and it doesn't matter that you don't have the context. Yeah, the experts of justice, yeah. Who happen to mostly be wuxia heroes. Alright, so Optimus would definitely be the dominant here. So let's unlock that ab crunch. Ara! And then, yeah, here we go, here we go, here we go. Yeah, you see what I'm getting at, right? Like you see how Optimus is in charge here. He is, by the way, able to almost hold him up. Maybe if I can get a grip on some of the stuff back here. Optimus, use your wrist joint. Yeah. Animus Machina Rodimus has got some metal in his legs. Can we get a grip on here? There we go. There we go. And if I have to plant Optimus's legs with my own hands. Yeah, here we go, here we go. So this was requested by, viewer MRC in the chat. Oh. Damn, it's sagging. It's sagging. Wait, I can get this. I can get this. Check it out. Check it out. I'm not touching it. Look at that. I'm coming for you. Move his head slightly to the left. His left? That's where your T-Spark money goes, baby. That's right. Now... the G-Spark. Let's try some new objects out on Rodimus's ass. So this mounts in here perfectly fine. Why? Because there's a 5mm port! If I don't do it, who will? Is this what AO3 is like? I don't know. I've never been on there. The base sword plugs into Optimus's backpack with a tab like in the truck mode. Really? Hang on, Rodimus, get out of the way for a second. Oh, like on the side? That feels like I'm messing with painted stuff. Hang on. Stay on target. Stay on target. Alright, so we can stick this here. But how do we use this to do something beautiful? I said but with one T! Gutter mines. Absolute gutter mines. I'm a say-so streamer. Sticking one of these in here is not going to be all that impressive. So it's like, what is this? I'm not impressed. Like, what's that supposed to be? Yeah, Metalhawk's just chilling out back there with Galaxy Shuttle, the himbo couple. This is the bummer, right? Is if this was 5mm all the way through, I could jam this in here, and then I could have Optimus hold Rodimus like a sword. As it is, like, because it's 4mm, Rodimus can only, like, spin around on there. Hey there, Primal. He's not staying on when I spin him. Lazy, lazy, lazy. Not much grip strength back there. Expensive toy Takara Tomy. Don't worry, I caught it. I caught it. It's totally fine to drop an expensive toy if you catch it. There we go. Of all of the Wave 1 Primes, I'm jealous. I've heard nothing about my Solus Prime and Prima Prime pre-orders. But I could order Solus right now off GameStop, but I don't want to because I have a pre-order, and I want my pre-order to be the thing that happens. So I'm just gonna wait. Haran needs to do some Kegels. I mean, I try to tell him constantly, and he's just like, "No, bro, I don't need to. I just believe in myself. I got a lot of self-confidence, and I manifest my clench strength. Ah." All right. How are we gonna dock him onto him? Oh! Here we go. Tall bottom. I betcha. Tuning forks! Yeah, there we go. And then it's the reverse Eiffel Tower. You get it right? Did I get that right? We call that the Excalibur. My Kuro Karakuris are all, like, buried in a closed cabinet, so I can't get them easily. I sealed them away to try to keep dust off of them. Yeah, they're heavily closeted. Drift was never. You'll believe in them, won't you? Oh, no, 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 hang on, hang on, hang on, hang on. We can do this, we can do this. No hands. No reaction. So this is the only blocky I have nearby, because this is the one I got in LA to finish my set. The rest of them are in an archival bag in another bag. Oh no, Emma, you would have given away my secret identity? To a rando? He doesn't... I don't need anyone's help. I can do this all by myself. Ah! Ah! Just like the poster, yeah. While we're here, I'll show you what we do with Space Marines in this household, by the way. Poor guys. I don't know what to do with them. These are the two I got for cheap that I kind of like, and they don't have the stupid Joy Toy wrists that are like tiny and breakable, because the Space Marines have just normal ball socket wrists. I did a photo shoot with them when I got them. But the nice thing about Space Marines is they have just enough clearance to be battle boyfriends. And I like doing these photo shoots because, like, Warhammer 40,000 fans are incredibly normal, mundane, just chill people. So it's really fun to take their Space Marines and, like, just make them get all, like... Ah, my battle boyfriend. Yes, battle boyfriend. Because you set them up like this, right? But then you turn the camera just enough, and you cheat it a little bit, and it looks like they're going. Ah, my battle boyfriend! What a superb way to start the day. Canon, by the way. Absolutely canon. This is what Blood Angels do. This is what Space Marines also always do. Let me... Battle boyfriend, let me get a handful of that ass. Oh, my throbbing armor is... Oh! Battle boyfriend, my backpack fell off. I can't breathe. It's fine, I'll breathe for you. That's what Space Marines do. For those of you who don't know, Warhammer 40,000. Subtitles are giving up. But that's why they all have, like, a big cloth in front, because that way it can, like, you know, it's quick cleanup. Also, they almost stole my name. Friggin', you know, 2 eyes on you. Anyway, these Joy Toy hand swaps I don't mind, because these are just a big double ball barbell joint. Durable, fun, easy, love it. Sisters of Battle, tiny, tiny, tiny shrunken down fig arts wrists that snap apart. Hate them. This is now like 6 years out from when it came out. I still want to go through with my plan someday. I have the first Bandai Ultramarine figure, like, you know, the very first Warhammer 40,000 articulated toy, vauntedly. And my plan was always to do that review just completely straight-faced, completely normal, and just assert very clearly that it's a figure of Sister Articula, the famous Space Marine, and just constantly assert, like, yeah, this is Sister Articula. She's from the Ultramarine. She's the famous Space Marine who's very posable, and she's the very first Warhammer 40,000 action figure. Because at the time when that figure came out, I was like, I kind of want to just, like, go fishing for trouble with 40k people. I don't think that's even going to stick much anymore, but every now and then I think about it, and I'm like, maybe I should still do that. Because, like, you know, I went fishing for trouble with the Gundam folks with those robot Damashis way back, and generally people took it in good humor, and so I'm sure that 40k people are going to be similarly, you know, calm and... But yeah, Lee, that's the other reason why I kind of wanted to do it, because I'm like, also, I know I'll have some support back there, because, yeah, you know, 40k is, like, this strange dichotomy of a fandom of, like, fashos and then, like, queer people, and, like, very little in between. This little sliver in between. And there's something about that I also think is kind of neat. You know, that, like, people are like, no, except we're just gonna stay here. Fashos don't get to have mini painting. We're gonna paint rainbow Space Marines instead. Screw you. I like that. It's a good feeling. Oh, the Gundam stuff was back when I got Robot Damashi review samples from Gundam 00. I was just making up canon, because I only watched, like, 8 episodes of Gundam 00 when it was new, and I got bored. Yeah, the 00 fans, like, no one really went off that much. They seemed to enjoy it. And I never messed around with the Seed people. I learn about Seed from other Gundam fans, which is still one of my favorite things. Like, the way that, like, nobody seems to actually like Seed. I was talking about it in the Discord at some point, I think. It's just like, all I know about Seed is that everybody hates it. And it has cool suits, but nobody will ever come to Seed's defense. And Seed is the one that seems to get made the most. Yeah, everyone who has something nice to say about Seed, it's always backhanded. It's like, I mean, some of the suit designs are fun. The music is good. And there's something about that I find really endearing. Like, that there's just this... There's this, like... this recognized series that's very popular, but most people hate it. Okay, so there are Seed Defenders. They just aren't on my doorstep because I'm not deep enough in that fandom. I mean, that, you know, without being insensitive, that makes the Seed thing even more endearing to me somehow. It's like the Seed fans are the friggin' what's it? The ghost Leviathans outside the map. It's like, just don't go outside the map, or the Seed fans will start showing up. As long as you you don't go into the ecological dead zone, then you're gonna be fine. But if you do, then the Seed fans will start, like, coming for you. And they'll come for you hard. So the one thing this figure is missing for me, and I mean the transformation is making it, you know, obvious why it doesn't have it. If the foot could pivot, you know, like hinge downwards, the wide, aggressive stances this figure could assume would just be like so next level. Guess I'm gonna go watch Seed, see what the fuss is about. Remember me? Well, aren't there like 3 or 4 Seed? Like, aren't there multiple Seed series too? Like, Seed, and then Seed Fraction, and Seed Husk, and Seed Sperm. Two into movie. Okay, I was close. Almost. I am Seedman. Oh, okay, so the foot can rotate with its hinge, though. That's kind of useful. There we go. Superhero landing. I did it. Let them seed. Someone asked if this could twerk. So there's a couple layers to this. Like, number one, you know, decently, right? But, hold on. This thing can kind of go on its own, too. So you got, I can't do, I don't have enough hands to do this, but imagine this thing's gyrating up here, right? Well, this one's gyrating down here. And yeah, these could start clapping. Yeah, he has the workable butthole. He's got the 3mm butthole, so you can stick a stand into him, have him, like, jumping. Time to stop motion. Gonna have to learn stop motion. They should pay me grant money for spreading the good word and interest in the classic art form of stop motion. They should pay me grant money because I deserve it. Just in general. They should pay me. The government should give me money. Let them butthole. So it is, so far I've noticed, it's not impossible to grab both his arms and pull them like this without thinking about it, and undo their connection to his breasts. It does clip together real nice, but the sheer force of me pulling can usually pull one loose if I try to. So I guess don't try to do that. I mean, I say breast. I have had chicken breast before. That's the thing, right? About haha breast discourse, because Transformers is full of it. Because we got the breast masters, right? The boobmen. But like, do we not all do? Or not, I guess not all of us. There's probably some vegans and vegetarians, but do not a lot of us engage with chicken breasts, right? Where's all the funny hoo ha ha about that? Where's people go like, oh, I'm having a chicken breast, right? Whereas people are always like, oh, did you know they have Transformers called the the breast masters? And like, and then in the same breath, we're like, I'm cooking some chicken breast today, and it's like, where are we at? What happened? I'm always hoo-ha-ing. Okay, Tombot, you got me. It's not the chicken breast force, bro. It's different. All right, so what if I start calling my... What if we go to like, Korean BBQ or something? I'm like, yeah, I'd like some chicken breast force, please. Oh, yeah, it's true. Yeah, we don't really make fun of Headmaster as much, either. I'd like some chicken chest. Oh, Stardust, I've had the 4 a.m. to 9 p.m. If you are able to, you're about to possibly have the most thud-out sleep you can possibly hope for. Or you will sleep for 3 hours, then wake up. Usually it's one of the two. I'm appreciating that we are straight-facedly going with the verb hoo-hoo-ha-ha-ing, because I think it's a very descriptive term, and if we are gonna, use it more, I would love that. That'd make me happy. Yeah, Adam Bilmu, let's enjoy some fried chicken nipples and fried chicken cleavage. Chicken breast force is when the Korean fried chicken place uses the spicy sauce. Damn, what if I invite that upon myself? I would like some chicken breast force. They're like, all right, we're going to give you a liter of gochujang, you friggin' tryhard. And I just sit there just crying, eating. I did this to myself. Chicken cleavage gonna make me act up. She hoo all over my ha. What are we doing to my innocent word? Why are we doing this to me? What did I ever do? I'm say so. I say wholesome things and people twist my words. Just give you a tub of bulldog sauce and then pour it over your head. Now you're the chicken breast force. Alright, well, the capsule of this stream is, I kind of dig this figure. It's a shame that Leader Class toys cost $79 in Canada now, and have for a while. So I kind of have to look past that. But if we just, friggin' throw our hands into the air and go like, then, yeah, I think this is a pretty solid piece. Obviously, it's not got... people have had this whole talk about it already, but I can like, support the reports. It isn't, like, the tallest Leader Class toy in the world, but it is stuffed with parts. It's a dense figure. The transformation process is involved and interesting. It's fairly articulated. Like, really, the only thing I felt like was missing was being able to tilt the entire foot forward and backwards, but this rotate that is above the ankle tilt, that's a transformation joint. This is doing some work. It would be nice if all the gray was painted in a gunmetal, but like these days I can let that go as like that be a fun fantasy. I think I just would have liked to see gunmetal on the sword, because the sword is so much the centerpiece of the figure. Because, like, paint-wise, like, if you start looking into the paint, there are just a normal number of paint apps on this, you know, including all the flames. And then most of them are, like, not on display in the bust. You know, the bust portrait. So, like, if I could do, like, I could, you know, how do you put this? You can do the irritating thing of going through and counting up the paint apps to go, like, well, actually. But yeah, like, the delivery on the paint apps is trying its best. I think it's mostly focused on the truck mode, and it's also is doing... I will say, this is doing a lot of work for me, this silver and the gold down here. Well, the gunmetal and the gold down here. But yeah, the head suffers immensely. It's all fixable, too. But, I think the back of the head is, like, this view is where it looks the worst. And then it progressively gets better as you do that. The price I paid for this is not even tariff-oriented. That leader class toys are simply $78.99 in Canada. Now, I know what you're going to say. Oh, there's a conversion rate. Conversion rate does not change the psychological impact of human math numbers. So I have had $36.99 deluxes for a while. I've had $44.99 Voyagers for a while. That is why, you know, to sort of self-aggrandize a little bit. When people were reacting to the GameStop America price list, I was engaging in a whole lot of patience and empathy, because it was real easy for me to kind of sit there and go like, more than $30 for a deluxe? Oh! Because then one says, like, well, 30 Canadian, that's like 20 American. It's like, yeah, but in Canada, nobody cares. Nobody goes like, did you know that this price is actually lower in American dollars? Because up here in Canada, $30 is simply $30. The psychological impact is present. So, you know, I'm trying my best. I'm not going around replying to people, slapping them while they're feeling bad, but I've had, I think, 1.5 moments today of kind of like sort of going, kind of looking, kind of watching like this, and at one point having to kind of go like, anyway, yeah, boy, that sucks. But, you know, by the same vein, if you're an American, welcome to $30 is $30, I guess, right? And those of us in Canada, we have our own funny thing that we get to do, which is we get to sit here and go like, ooh, deluxes are just over $30 in America, huh? I wonder when our deluxes become $45. Or if they do. Hopefully they don't. Because that would be depressing. Because that would be Toys R Us prices. We already have $45 deluxes. That's just in a place called Toys R Us. That Americans constantly are like, oh, I wish I had that. No, you don't. You don't. Trust me. Trust me. I know you think you do. You need to just let it die. You don't want this. You don't want this Toys R Us. Trust me. Should I do air fryer, chicken, pizza, or pasta? To rule out one, how down are you for carbs? Because pizza and pasta, definitely more carb-oriented. Pasta being the most carb-oriented, I assume. So, how we feeling carb-wise, that can dictate it. But also, yeah, pizza's pizza. Pizza's pretty cool. Although air fryer chicken, especially if it gets a little crisp, like that could be pretty. The shambling oil spitting corpse of now it's Jeffrey the Giraffe with an HMV T-shirt on. By the way, for those who don't know, what What has as much shelf presence as the What has more shelf presence than the Transformers at Toys R Us? HMV and vinyl records and moderately priced Blu-ray DVDs discs. Because the guy who bought HMV is the Sunrise Records guy, so what he did is he added, and this has been around for more than a year now, he added an HMV section to Toys R Us across the board. I wish it was hentai music video, because that would be even more cursed. Yeah, every time I bring this up, people are generally just like, what's an HMV? But those who know are like, what does HMV have to do with Toys R Us? And I'm like, they're owned by the same guy, and he's a goofball. We're just going to switch to this, by the way, so I can start setting up to close up shop, because this is when I wanted to close up shop. Yeah, his master's voice was a major Canadian brand for years and years and years. Used to have the best industrial sections of a music store I could ever hope to dig through throughout the aughts and 2010s. It is not Christian either. I bought lots of very not Christian music there. Human memory virus, could be. What's that I hear? Music? Hey, thanks for checking out this stream, you. While I'm playing this, why don't I'm gonna go check something. Yeah, I'm talking to you! Who up? Who up? Who up? Just for funsies, I'm going to send you all to John Wolf. That's my YouTube Oshi. I like his streams. He's a video gamer, so like, he's doing a charity stream right now. I have no idea what he's playing, but I want to redirect you to somewhere. So I don't know what rate. If you want to stick around, feel free. If you don't, I get it. But I'm going to send you all towards that, because John Wolf does some good charity stuff. When you get there, raid phrase can be, hi John, it's guys. Here, I'll throw this is something old from his channel. I don't know. Raid phrase. There you go. Anyway, I'll catch you all later. You've been watering for 7. Am I wet? Am I wet? I might try to slam in some gaming either on the weekend or early next week. Cause I gotta get that Extra Life grind to move. I gotta get back into my Elden Ringing. We gotta accomplish what we set out to do last year. I'm not leaving it. Raw dog some gaming. That's right, no phones. As the kids say, raw dogging it. Just like the Conclave. You can call me the Gamer Pope. Anyway, I'll catch you all later. Stay safe out there. Take care of yourself as best you can. Do something nice for yourself if you're able. And I demand your survival, because I'm selfish. And I know it.
Let them come.